Good morning. I'm Greg Hodges, Vice President for Academics and Student Success Services here at Patrick Henry Community College. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you here today to our press conference announcing an exciting new initiative here, a partnership between Harvest Foundation and Patrick Henry Community College. I am so excited. I'm about to bust out of my skin. Only woke up 27 times last night. In fact, I thought my wife was going to beat me to death to go back to sleep. But this is an exciting announcement. Lots of time, energy, and thought, preparation, and even a few prayers have gone into bringing this to fruition. An announcement that will have significant impact not just on our college, but most importantly upon our community and its continued economic recovery. So to kick things off for us and to let you know the fundamentals of this announcement, I am delighted to introduce to you DeWitt House, Senior Program Officer with Harvest Foundation. Many of you know DeWitt in a host of responsibilities and positions that he has held in the school systems, Martinsville City, Henry County schools, and of course as Senior Program Officer with the Harvest Foundation. Please join me in welcoming DeWitt to Patrick Henry Community College.
Good morning. This really is a historic morning for us here in Martinsville, Henry County. As I look out and as I prepare to talk to you about the announcement today, I see our future sitting in right here on the front row, and that's 3 members of our Harvest Youth Board. And today's announcement is going to have an impact on the young people in our community for some time to come. I'd like to thank all of you for coming out this morning. As again, for what I think is going to be a historic announcement for our community. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Directors of the Harvest Foundation and our President, Ms. Allison Rothrock, along with the Foundation staff for all of their hard work, their dedication, and their support throughout this process. I'd also like to thank my colleagues at Patrick Henry Community College. We've worked collaboratively for the past 7 months to make today a reality. For those of you that aren't aware, the mission of the Harvest Foundation is to research and responsibly invest in programs and initiatives to address local challenges in health, education, and community vitality. The key word in this statement is invest. Today's announcement not only furthers the mission of the Harvest Foundation, it specifically invests in a community asset that is one of the best kept secrets of our community, Patrick Henry Community College. This is an investment in our future workforce. It is also an investment for our existing employers and for those that we hope to attract to the Martinsville Henry County community in the future. Today's announcement supports the investment that this community has made in infrastructure that is designed to deliver jobs that yield a living wage and to increase the tax base of our community. This is an announcement or an investment that is joint with our K-12 partners and for the families throughout our community. Today's announcement will also support and enhance the work that Patrick Henry Community College and our local schools have already started in the development of career pathways. And it will also enhance their work toward achieving the goal of producing a highly skilled workforce. In order to assist Patrick Henry Community College in these efforts, it is my pleasure to announce that the Harvest Foundation has awarded Patrick Henry Community College a 3-year grant in the amount of $3.1 million. Now I'd like to ask Dr. Godwin, President of Patrick Henry Community College, to come forward, and she's going to provide you with the specifics and details of this significance of this grant award to our community, and to officially announce the seed fund Patrick Henry Community College Seed Fund sponsored by the Harvest Foundation. Dr. Godwin.
What a day. You know, we have said as a community that we want the best for our children and our family and our friends and our neighbors, and we've said that we would work tirelessly, whatever it took, until this community has the economic prosperity that it needs and that actually every single citizen of Martinsville and Henry County deserves. And we've said many times that as wonderful and all the things that we can do in K through 12 in conversations with our K through 12 partners, Dr. Cotton and Dr. Talley and myself, we spent a lot of hours and really looking at the future for our mutual students, that we know that for many of the careers, those livable, sustainable wages, 12th grade's not the finish line. It's been a lot of the work that the three of us have done for the last number of years. And we have said that as a community, we value workforce skills, and we value career training, and we value an education. But today, because of the confidence and the vision and the investment of the Harvest Foundation, we have taken those words, DeWitt, we've taken those words and now we've driven them into actions. And we've taken hopes for our community and we've forged them now into real opportunities. And we've just taken what might have been a dream for many students in our community, and we've transformed them now into a reality that we will call the Patrick Henry Community College Seed Fund, as sponsored by the Harvest Foundation. You know, for over 55 years, Patrick Henry Community College has been here, and we've been honored and privileged to serve this community. This college has served this community in its heyday, when the best of the best and the brightest of the brightest and times were good. And this college served this community in some of its darkest days, where people who all of a sudden, after working the same job for 20 or 25 years, had to go out and try to reinvent themselves, to find their new reality, find a new place so they could make a living and feed their families and maybe send their kids to school and maybe even college. And for over 55 years, if you look throughout this community, you'll see that fingerprint of Patrick Henry communities in all different ways and all different shapes and sizes. As it might have been exciting things in discovery and innovation and all kinds of entrepreneurial activities. It might have been just a statement of hope, and we gave people second chances, or really their next best chance. So on behalf of our college board, and many of our college board members are here today, and our foundation board, our faculty, our fabulous faculty, they are world class in every way, our staff and our students, Harvest Foundation, we thank you. We thank you for everything that you've entrusted in us with this seed fund to make this transformative endeavor a part of the fabric of this community forever. And we really appreciate your investing in the future and the role that you're allowing this college to play. And we appreciate your being dedicated as a foundation and a foundation board. The foundation board members serve and give many tireless hours to that endeavor. I'd like to thank Allison Rothrock for her confidence and encouragement and guiding the ship here as she leads the Harvest Foundation. The board chair, Dr. Paul Eason, Larry Ryder, the treasurer, who I'll introduce. He'll be introduced shortly. DeWitt, I'll never be able to tell you what your vision and your support and just tenacity in driving this seed fund to reality means to us, because hours and hours DeWitt was there, asking the hard questions, the driving questions, digging through the data, looking at the research. Cheryl, thank you so much. You were there in the nitty-gritty of the details of seeing this to be a vision. And Latala, Payne Hodges, yes, we're still bitter that you're not here at Patrick Henry, but this is the closest we can get, and we appreciate what you do. I'd like to thank Dr. Greg Hodges, our Vice President for Academic and Student Success Services. He really took a leadership role in this. And if the members of the Patrick Henry Community College implementation team who were working under the cone of silence as we prep the details for this seed fund, if you were on the implementation team, would you please stand up? Let's give them a round of applause. They worked diligently to try to work out the many details. And Shalira Morrison, if you will stand, Shalira will serve as the team lead for the Patrick Henry Community College Seed Fund. And Shalira, we thank you for all of your hard work and your taking on this venture. Our K through 12 partners, Dr. Cotton and Dr. Talley, we will never be able to thank you enough that I really have a rare position as a community college president, because I know that I can always count on my K through 12 partners. I see that Mayor Gene Teague is here today, Mayor from the City of Martinsville. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do to support Patrick Henry. Leon is here from the city. I saw Joan Montgomery here. Thank you for what you do, chairing the Martinsville City School Board, as well as Eric Caruso, one of their board members. Appreciate your being here and supporting us always. Clay Campbell with the Speedway, recently introduced the Speedway and the Campbell family a Dale Earnhardt Scholarship. That's a big deal for our students here. A lot of support, and also his work with CPEG. I would like to say a special thank you to somebody who's not here today. A woman named Martha Cantor. She served as the Undersecretary of Education under President Obama. I had a chance to know her and become her friend. And a few years ago, I was invited to the White House for the Opportunities for All, and I spent about a half a day with Martha as she unveiled this vision about that there would be a day in her dream where communities would rise up. Not the federal government maybe, and not even states, but communities would rise up and say, we're going to take action. And we know that the 12th grade is not the finish line. And we're going to make sure that every kid in our community has an opportunity if they'll so choose. I'm going to give you some specifics, and I know there's exceptions to rules, but I want you to know that the particulars of the Seed Fund were developed through the best and the latest research. We looked at the data. We studied best practices. We looked at nationally vetted studies. The very leading student success research went into making these decisions. The research data shows very clearly that students that move directly from high school immediately into college have a higher success rate. They progress and they complete college. We also know that students who attend full-time at 15 credits are the most successful of students. The data clearly shows that. In fact, it's interesting that a student that attends college just one semester at 15 credit hours outperforms other students. So the data is very, very clear. The data also shows that students who participate in community service, who participate in any type of community service, are more likely to be successful as they learn to serve others and to think beyond themselves. So all of these things have gone into the eligibility for the Seed Fund. And let me say that financial challenges are real for our students. They're real, and the needs are beyond what federal financial aid could ever fill. It's the reason that Patrick Henry Community College has a food pantry. The Patriot Pantry is there because we have a significant number of students who have food insecurities. The average for an American community college student for dropping out, the financial emergency is $441. At Patrick Henry, our students, the financial emergency that takes them out of college is just a little over $300. So this investment is real. So let me give you a couple of the particulars. For Harvest Seed eligibility, we had to begin somewhere. Students must be spring 2018 graduates, and they must apply and enroll in Patrick Henry Community College in the fall semester following graduation from high school or completion of their GED or homeschooling, and that's for high school age populations only. They must have a minimum cumulative 2.5 grade point average, a resident of Martinville or Henry County, or have in-state residency at the time of the award. They must complete a Harvest Seed application, which goes live today, by the way. Must file for FAFSA, which is the Federal Financial Aid, and must complete 8 hours of community service prior to July 31st to participate. Once a student has been accepted as a Seed Fund student or scholar, that student must maintain a 2.0 grade point average, complete 8 community service hours per year, 4 in the fall, 4 in the spring, must enroll in a career study certificate or an associate's degree program, take a minimum of 15 credit hours per semester. There are mandatory meetings with the Harvest Seed coaches, and that is another part of this grant opportunity. We're going to be able to expand our success and college career coach presence, including advanced manufacturing, to help make sure these students have the coaching and the mentoring they need to be successful. And students have up to 2.5 years to finish their program because we realize that some of P&HCC programs require more than 60 credit hours. In addition, as I mentioned about the coaches, we believe that it's not just enough to provide a financial resources. We want to make sure that the students have all of the human resources that they need to be successful, that we can really wrap a web around them that connects them to the community and connects them to the college, and that we hold their hands and make sure that they're as successful as they possibly can be. You know, today marks really a beginning of what I would consider a bountiful harvest for this community. This seed fund really does yield hope. And there may be individuals in our community today, when they woke up, they thought going to college would be nice, but I just don't see any way that I can afford that. I don't see any way that my family can finance that. I don't see any way that that is a part of my future. Tomorrow, when those children wake up, they will know that that hope is there, and that impediment and that barrier has been removed. You know, I would love in the morning, as they read the paper and hear the media reports, that the message is that the upcoming graduates in our community, regardless of their personal circumstance, they can say, I can go to college. And with hard work and determination on my part, I can pursue my dreams and I can do what I want to do. I can tell you that I'm a product of a community college education. I'm a first-generation high school and college graduate. And that PhD and that JD on the wall mean no more to me, and really not as much as that associate's degree does, because that was the seed that was planted that allowed everything else to be possible. And so I hold myself up as a testimony to what this college can mean to anyone. And I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do for Patrick Henry every day. And it doesn't matter whether you wear the blue and gold, or you refer us to a family member or a friend, or you pick up the phone and call us when you see that there's a need or an opportunity. That's all a part of being a patriot, and we really, really appreciate it. It gives me great delight to introduce Larry Ryder. Larry and Elaine have been such champions for this college. And on behalf of the Martinsville-Henry County Economic Development Corporation, Larry, I surrender the podium to you.
Thank you, Dr. Godwin. Since its early years, Patrick Henry Community College has supplied a pipeline of highly trained employees for our local industries. In the early years, they were employees that were needed in business, health sciences, trades, and education. They have trained thousands of local students in those areas of study and provided them with the skills needed to lead enriched, rewarding lives. As the complexion of our community has evolved, PHCC has adapted to meet the needs of both students and industry. As the advent of a more global economy decimated much of our existing industry as we knew it in the 80s and 90s, Patrick Henry Community College embarked on programs to retrain workers leading to careers that were emerging and put thousands of workers back to work. The needs of the 21st century workforce are different still. Companies need employees with high levels of specialized training, problem-solving employees that can collaborate with fellow employees and master sophisticated equipment. Some employees that have special credentialing, some that have associate's degrees, and some with advanced degrees. These jobs pay well and offer good growth opportunities, but are highly competitive and demanding. Once again, Patrick Henry has stepped up and today offers over 80 programs of study, including over 20 in advanced manufacturing and skilled trades. As a board member of the Economic Development Corporation in Martinsville and Henry County, I have seen firsthand how competitive it has become to attract and retain business in our community. Pad-ready sites like Commonwealth Crossing, access to airports and interstates, and state and local incentives certainly come into play. But the overarching key ingredient for those businesses is the availability of a trained, educated workforce. In the game of economic development, the EDC is only the point guard. We can't score without the rest of the team of state and local governments, prime facilities, and education. PHCC, in collaboration with our local K-12 systems, has demonstrated a can-do attitude with prospective businesses. One only has to look at the Innovative Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing that provides Eastman with employees that can hit the ground running. 80% of that prototype program is valuable over a vast array of specialized industries, with the final 20% upfitted for the particular company. This new program that's announced today further steps up our area's attractiveness for industry, letting prospects know that we have a college with a proven track record for working with the special needs of an industry, and that training can be at no cost is a game changer. Telling that employer that their employees' children can receive not only a free K-12 education, but a K-14 education is the type of offer that few communities can make. EDC is most appreciative of the work that Patrick Henry has done to help attract industry in our area. This is a huge step forward, and we await our continued success. Thank you.
Before we open up to questions, I want to underscore what today's announcement means. You heard Dr. Godwin allude to the fact that we will have continued success coaches, career coaches in our high schools. We will have an advanced manufacturing coach. But this announcement fundamentally means that beginning with the class of 2018, that every graduate in Martinsville and Henry County who lives in this service region will come to Patrick Henry Community College free of charge. I think that deserves a round of applause. These national best practices, whether it be the Tennessee Promise, New York's program, California's program, I am very proud to say that Patrick Henry Community College, in conjunction with the Harvest Foundation, is now the first college in the state of Virginia that announces free community college for all residents, regardless of income, status, as long as they meet minimum eligibility requirements. Tuition and textbooks are no longer an impediment to college success. So once again, on behalf of Patrick Henry Community College, we are deeply, deeply grateful to the Harvest Foundation for their investment in this seed fund to bring free community college to Martinsville and Henry County. Please join me once again in thanking the Harvest Foundation. At this time, we have a few minutes to open the floor to questions from the media, from any participant here. We would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. We'll start with our press. Any questions from the press? Yes, sir.
Let's say you got somebody who's hadn't been to college and they're like 40 or 50 and they don't have a proof of their grade because they keep saying you have to have a certain average. How do you deal with that?
Certainly, good question. To begin with, this fund addresses those graduates in the spring of 2018. So those individuals who graduate from high school, GED, or their homeschool program in the spring of 2018 have guaranteed funding, last dollar funding by the Harvest Foundation. Having said that, this program does not address the students who graduated prior to 2018. However, Patrick Henry Community College prides itself in having the second largest foundation of the 23 community colleges in the state of Virginia. We're size 17 in terms of our size of the 23, but the second largest foundation. We have a plethora of resources. As Dr. Godwin mentioned, the Campbell family in Martinsville Speedway donated last week or 2 weeks ago yet another scholarship. All of those scholarship opportunities will be open to these students, but of course to those students who've been away out of education. So we have proudly said for years that we can address all students regardless of where they are, and that won't change. This seed fund is specifically for graduates of 2018, but we have a plethora of resources to meet the financial needs of those who graduated previously. Another question from the press or media. All right, we'll open it up to the floor then. Questions?
How many students do you think will be affected by this program?
That's a great question. If you could not hear him, the question was how many students will be affected. We set a target initially of 250 for the fall semester. However, we have resources to serve far more than that. So our target is every one of them that walks in the door. Yes, sir.
We know that college has been struggling to get students in the last several years. Do you think this will make the college stronger as far as more students and to make the college stronger?
Patrick Henry is a Leah Meyer Austin Award winner from Achieving the Dream. That means that in 2015, we won the College of the Year for the country. We often say that we're a little bit more popular nationwide than we are in our own backyard, frankly. Patrick Henry has been a very strong institution. In fact, when we look at performance-based funding initiatives for the state of Virginia across all 23 colleges, there are some 20 measurements, and we rank in the top 2 for 18 of those 20 measurements. We are a very strong institution. However, enrollment has been a challenge. We recognize that, as has been the case with all community colleges. 21 of the 23 schools have lost enrollment over the last 5 years. However, we are confident that the SEED program, sponsored by the Harvest Foundation, will incentivize enrollment. It's very difficult to compete with free, frankly. Our transfer programs are among the best in the state. So we have partnerships with more than 20 of our transfer institutions. So when students come here and their desire is to transfer, we share with them that from here they can go anywhere. In fact, 2 years ago, we had someone transfer from here to Cornell University. 58 of her 60 credits transferred to an Ivy League school. So we're quite happy to play with the big boys. If you want to come here, we'll take you anywhere you want to go. Anyone else? Question? I can stand here and preach all afternoon if you want me to. Any other questions? Dr. Godwin, closing comments, if you'll come to the platform for closing comments this morning.
Again, I'd like to thank everyone, and I think we have just one more piece of business. Notice how I didn't forget this part.
Take a whole bunch of pictures of this.
Thank you so much for being here.